Good morning, friends. Today I'm going to read half of another biography, and this one is called Sonya Sotomayor, and it is written by Jonah Winter and Adele Rodriguez. And do you all remember which biography I read the other day? It's called Me, Jane, about Jane Goodall. You never know what can happen. Sometimes the most beautiful moonflower blossoms in an unexpected place, on a chain-link fence near broken glass next to an abandoned building, watered by someone whose name you might not even know. And sometimes the most amazing person blossoms in just a place as well. So it was with a little girl named Sonya. Her blossoming began with her mother's love and hard work. Oh, how Sonya's mother loved her. She worked night and day and night as a switchboard operator just so she could pay for Sonya's and her brother's private schools. She never made it past the 3rd grade when she was a girl, but she sure wanted her children to. They lived in a public housing project in a part of New York called the South Bronx, a place where most people had precious little money, and Sonya's family was no different, with only their mother to support them. You see, Sonya's father had died when she was 9 years old, leaving just an empty chair and much sadness. But you can't give in to sadness when your children need to eat. This is why Sonya's mother worked and then came home and cooked pork chops. To Sonya, this was heaven. Oh, how she loved her mother. When Sonya's mother wasn't cooking or working, she was studying. She wanted to become a nurse so she could make better wages and help her children even more. While Sonya slept, sometimes her mother stayed up till midnight doing her homework. There was nothing she would not do to help Sonya or her brother. Sonya loved the world her mother gave her. Her mother and father were from Puerto Rico, and Sonya grew up surrounded by the tastes and sounds of Puerto Rican culture. A favorite meal was Spanish rice and beans, and she loved the big family parties where merengue music filled the air. Arriba! On Saturday nights, Sonya's family and friends would get together. While the grown-ups sat in one room playing dominoes, Sonya and her cousins played Loteria, a Latin American bingo game. Sonya's abuelita would shout out the numbers while the grandkids marked their cards with chickpeas. Sonya's family surrounded her like a warm blanket. And she was also surrounded by books, school books, library books, a set of encyclopedias her mother had saved all her pennies and nickels and dimes to buy. And when the schoolwork was done, there were her favorite books, the Nancy Drew mystery novels. Nancy Drew was a girl detective who was always on the go. Solving crimes, she was unstoppable. That's who Sonya wanted to be. But then something happened that made her change her mind. When she was only 8, her doctor sat her down and told her some bad news. She had a disease called diabetes. If you have diabetes, you have to take several shots of medicine a day for the rest of your life. So maybe she wouldn't be Nancy Drew, but that didn't mean she couldn't be unstoppable. Her favorite TV show was Perry Mason, about a courtroom lawyer. One episode ended with the image of a judge, the most powerful person in the courtroom. A light bulb went on above Sonya's head, and she knew she would become a judge. Becoming a judge, though, is not that easy. Sonya knew she'd have to get really good grades to become a judge, so while other kids may have been goofing off, Sonya was studying at her mother's kitchen table year after year after year after year. There she is studying. All right, and so I'll read you the rest of the story tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.